move on to the champion chase. Okay, hands up here if you think Paul Townend will ride Energumene in the champion chase. Do you think Paul Townend will ride Energumene in the champion chase?
I will.
Okay, we're talking.
There's nothing sure.
And hands up here who thinks Paul Townend will ride Shack and Persois in the champion chase. Okay, so it's
90%.
It's pretty 80 or 90% Energumene, 10% including myself, Shack and Persois. David Mullins, you were straight up with your hand there, saying Paul Townend would ride Energumene. Why?
Shacken doesn't seem to operate around there, and I'm fairly sure that. Well, sorry, my opinion is that Energumene is the best horse in Willie Mullins. I was shocked he got beat the last day.
Were you?
Yeah, shocked. I don't think there was something wrong with his jumping or something.
Did he not jump brilliant? No, I thought he jumped brilliant. No?
I thought he made every fence spot on, and Shishkin didn't, and he never made any ground on him. I don't know what was wrong.
Yeah, that's good.
I thought he got every chance to quicken up down the straight. Shishkin should have fell in a hole. He obviously picked up like a good horse he is. Energumene just didn't stay finding well enough for me. I'm going to say there's something wrong with him or something, but I think he's a freak of a horse.
Do you?
Yeah.
And if the Energumene that you thought you knew or you think you know shows up here, can he reverse the form with Shishkin?
If he just jumps better, if he jumps the way I think he can, it'll be close. But it's very hard to say after that. But I'm fairly sure Paul Townend thinks he's the real deal as well.
So you thought going into the Clarence House at Ascot that Energumene was the best horse in Willie Mullins this year?
I love me rocks.
There you go. It can happen. Mikey, you think he'll ride Shack and Persois?
David made a valid point there now. I do. He was a bit low over his fences, but I just don't think after the last day there's no way Energumene can beat Siskin. So why not throw the kitchen sink at and ride Shack and Persois? Yes, just that's on that basis alone of just bouncing out and making the running. The ground is good. Shack and Persois will love it, and that's the only way maybe you could beat Shishkin. But I think he's a certainty. Shishkin.
You think Shishkin is certainty?
Oh, certain.
David, do you think Shishkin will win?
If I was to ride one, it probably is. But Energumene, I just think if he does what I think he can do, he will win too.
Oh, I have to say that's the most noteworthy couple of minutes of the night, I think, on Energumene. Donn McClean, where do you stand in the champion chase?
From the last day, I can't see how Energumene is going to beat Shishkin. Like, he had everything the last day, right-handed, soft ground. Neither of them had ever run at Ascot before.
It is interesting, though, that David's saying that he doesn't think that
that's new information.
Yeah, that's new information that we have to process.
Good information to have. But I just think at Cheltenham, where Shishkin, we know he's dynamite, I still think Energumene goes a bit to his right. And while, look at Nace on soft ground, that's probably an advantage because they went around the outside when they beat Captain Guinness. Same at Leopardstown. At Cheltenham, on good to soft ground, you're turning all the while to your left. And if he's just going a wee bit to his right, he's going to be giving away a half a length. And Shishkin, he'll hit his flat spot like Altior did. And how similar they both are. And you try and picture, how races are going to pan out like this. And I can't see how Energumene is going to beat Shishkin. I can't see how he's going to do it. It's interesting with Shack and Persois. People are saying now he's been to Sandown, he's been to Cheltenham. He underperformed both times. He doesn't travel, but it's a small sample size of 2. So, and there was obviously an excuse at Sandown. They said they didn't make enough use of him, or should ride him differently. So it is going to be interesting to see. But he's 10 now, so it's going to be hard to come back and win a champion chase, I think, as a 10-year-old. If there's a bet in the race for me, it's Nubia Negra. I just thought he was unlucky last year. He's disappointed last time in the Tingle Creek, but that was after a short break. All his good runs have been after long breaks. Dan Skelton has kept him off from the Tingle Creek to now on purpose. All the reports are positive about him. So I can see him outrunning his odds, but Shishkin, it's hard to argue with odds on about Shishkin.
Yeah, certainly. So Nubia Negra maybe each way at 10-1. Shishkin for Donn McClean as well. Lads, one question I should have asked you: if whatever Paul rides, who's going to pick up the scraps? Is it Danny who'll ride the other one, maybe, or Patrick?
Patrick,
yeah.
Patrick is pally with Rich, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he might ride Shack and Persois.
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting.
He'll go into the office.
Put me down on that, please.
But if you think he's going to ride Shotgun, back him now, because he'll be shorter than an argument on the day if Paul Townend rides.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
I don't know. David's probably right.
It's going to be interesting.
I know Townend loves Energy Mean as well.
But he does love Shacking though. Like he.
No, but you said that in the article on Gambling.com last year. That was it when you were both riding out the novice chasers or novice hurdlers, and he said this was a proper one. Was that you who said that?
Yeah, I forget probably what he said, but I know he loved this.
Like day
horse,
one, he was raving about an Energy Mean.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting.
Did Willie say to you that he'd ride Shotgun for spot?
Oh, Willie is like,
Yeah.
it's not even a decision kind of thing.
Yeah.
Shacking Bourgeois is better than Energamine. That's what Willie. Well, that's what Willie tells us.
Around
He's been
Le-
saying
around
that for the
Leopardstown.
last 5 or 6 years, though.
Yeah,
he loves
he has.
Shacking.
He loves Shacking. Yeah, he certainly does. He's unfinished business with Shacking Bourgeois, I think, in the champion chase. Diarmuid, Shishkin is the real, the British captain.
Yeah.
He's the one that they need to win. A lot of pressure on his shoulders. Not that he knows because he's a horse, but can you see Shishkin get beaten here?
No, I can't. Kind of same as Donn. I think Shishkin has been. He's just. Well, he's had his faults with jumping. His end performance is faultless. He kind of screams of Altior, where you could see him going up a trip, but obviously Altior going up a trip didn't end too well. But Shishkin looks like one who could well go up, but he's just such a brilliant staying 2-mile chaser. Cheltenham's obviously small but short in that race at Ascot, but Energy does go to his right ever so slightly, and I just think at the last day for me was the day when he had it all kind of. Now what David just said there obviously throws a spanner into the work somewhat, but still. Checking for Swa, I can see that it could just be happenstance that those 2 runs were just poor runs when he went over to the UK. It's not necessarily sure, but just last season, like I was all over Put the Kettle On this preview night last year. I absolutely loved her. And
He's showing off now.
no, but yeah, subtle brag. But I just thought that Chackin Perswa, Paul Townend had him in the vanguard the whole way. He was in the perfect spot, and he didn't even finish second. He was beaten by Nube Negra. He's a very good horse, but I just wonder whether Cheltenham, maybe more than anything else, was kind of his issue on the day, because he was flawless at Punchestown afterwards. He was absolutely brilliant. So I just wonder that. Maybe not travelling, but just kind of have issues here. Yeah, long story short, I just don't see how Shishkin's beaten. I just don't see it.
Dan, overall, can you see Shishkin getting beaten?
No. I think it was interesting. I read that they might do something a bit different with Energamine, based on the fact that he couldn't beat Shishkin under his ideal conditions from the front, and whether they give him a bit of a different tactical ride, which we've never seen on the horse before. Maybe that will play to the effect of Shakan, who might get an easy time out in front. The only other pace angle might be Editor Geet, who's not good enough, but he's only got one way of going. I'd be very intrigued if they rode Energamine very differently. I can't see how that would make much of a difference, but I think they're almost clasping at straws there to try and figure out a way to beat Shishkin, but I think they're looking at the impossible.
Shishkin, Dean?
Extraterrestrial, there isn't. I think that's the best way to describe him. He should have got beat by Energy Mean the last day. Seemed most things went wrong and most things went right for his rival. He still picked him up to the line.
Should have lost the Supreme as well.
Yeah, he should have lost the Supreme. Actually, the Supreme's probably a better performance than what he put in to beat Energy Mean in the Clarence House. So we don't know where the bottom is. I think something has to go wrong again for to find another level with Shishkin and he'll win. Chacun Perswa doesn't seem to like the boat, which is unfortunate because he's a super talented horse. There is no dangers, but let's just fingers crossed all goes well. I want Shishkin to win and win well. I think he is a superstar.
Yeah, Shishkin does look the part. Anyway, that's your 2022 champion chase.